Conflict is a big part of life, and in many ways, the very meaning of it. Conflict is what progresses us forward, not in our thoughts, but in the tools that surround us, while we simultaneously stay the same temperamentally. The human condition is something that hasn't changed. The software can't update, but the hardware does, and it does so constantly. And in that, we have forgotten what it means to endure the nature of who we are. And that is why I'm in the process of creating a series on the state of being as a reminder of struggle that we all face and do so continually, covering a broad range of topics from finding peace and understanding silence to burden and death. And in conflict is in that same conversation. It is the fiber of what makes us human. I want us to be reminded of our nature, not as an outsider of it, but as its actors. This piece is on a 8x8 canvas, and I'm using acrylics as my medium of choice. I started off by finding the right subject, and I figured that the most accurate would be two men wrestling. The image I pulled from is a copy cast of a sculpture from a lost Greek original located in Philadelphia. I wanted to go with a more dynamic kind of painting to emphasize the struggle that we all experience. This subject I chose is a reflection of humanity and embodied in the story of Cain and Abel in Genesis. The use of color was deliberate. The blue and red figures contrast not only visually but conceptually. Blue as the embodiments of restraint, intellect, or the spiritual. Red as passion, anger, and raw emotion. Together they form a perpetual motion of opposition, locked in an embrace that is both destructive and intimate. It's a reflection of how every internal and external conflict is not simply about domination, but also recognition, a struggle to understand the self through resistance. The background shifting from dark to warm tones frames the figures as in a way that suggests an internal stage, as though this battle takes place not in the physical world, but within the psyche, within the meta. The abstraction of form allows the viewer to move beyond specific identity. They are not Cain and they are not Abel as individuals, but archetypes of brotherhood, rivalry, and the eternal human struggle for meaning and survival. A rock gripped and ready to strike is representative of impulse and how one action creates a reaction. The rock is secluded in its colors to truly stand out as an agent of change, or so implies the turning point of the conflict. In referencing Cain and Abel, I was focused on what the story represents, the first act of human violence born out of envy, misunderstanding, and proximity. The story mirrors the constant duality within human nature, our capacity to create and destroy, to love and harm, to seek divinity yet be chained by our own impulses. The very nature can be observed in every day, including the creation of this painting. Conflict, in this sense, becomes not just a theme, but a process. It is in the tension of the colors, the push and pull of composition, and the very act of creating something out of confrontation that the work finds its meaning. Just as Cain's act irrevocably alters humanity's course, our own conflicts, internal and external, shape our evolution. They reveal what we value, what we fear, and what we are willing to confront and suppress. In conclusion, conflict serves as both a mirror and a question. It asks whether progress is born from harmony or struggle, and whether we truly can evolve without friction. The figures frozen in perpetual motion become a metaphor for our condition, two forces intertwined, inseparable, necessary. Through this piece, I wanted to capture not only the violence of conflict, but its inevitability, and perhaps its beauty, the way it defines the contours of who we are.